You're listening to the Cricket Podcast.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Cricket Podcast, where in England the season may be winding down, but there's still plenty to talk about. The England white ball team have been in action over in Ireland. There's 300 coming up for the first time in a big boy T20 comp, and India v Pakistan handshake controversy. It's the second handshake controversy, or maybe the third if you count the two Pakistan incidents as unique events. The third handshake controversy featuring Team India in the last, 2.5 months. We'll be going in deep on that. Probably not loads on the cricket because that wasn't great over in the Asia Cup. But we love a handshake, and I'll extend a digital handshake first of all to Ross Legg. How are you doing, Ross?
Yeah, very good, thank you, mate. Very good. It's always nice to have Pakistan versus India, isn't it? Because there's always something that just doesn't need to happen, but always does. So excellent.
Yeah, and another digital handshake to Max Rowe Brown. How you doing, Max?
Thank you. Yes, very well. And a firm digital handshake it was. Very Trumpian. Thanks.
Yeah. No trouble. Before we get going, just a reminder to people to click like and subscribe wherever you are listening or watching the Cricket Podcast. The more followers, the merrier, is what we like to think. Boys, we've got a few things to talk about. There's a little bit of county championship drama too, which we can probably throw into the mix. Do we want to start with what England have been up to recently, though, Max? And I'll throw that over to you, and then I'm going to change my Wi-Fi over to my phone because it's going a little bit jerky, and Max will talk you through what's happened in England land since we last podcasted.
It's a controversial parlay, that one. Yeah, it's a controversial parlay.
Well, what's in England land at the moment? We have racists marching through the streets and flags up everywhere. But so the cricket. You want the cricket? It's been a while since Ross and I spoke about the cricket. We, I think, got together just before England went ballistic against South Africa and notched up 300. So that is something that we need to address, isn't it, Ross? Following that, there was I don't want to say pointless, but I think that is the word, isn't it? A pointless T20 series between England and Ireland in Ireland. Not pointless in the sense of, England shouldn't be playing Ireland at cricket because that's good for Ireland, and they made it reasonably competitive, but going to Ireland in the middle of September in a country where it rains about 85% of the time feels like a fairly fruitless exercise. So the fact that they got 2 full games in, I'm fairly astounded by. So well done to the weather gods for only flooding 1 game out. But I guess we'd better start, hadn't we, with the old 300. And like you said, the first time it's actually happened in a proper game of cricket. I don't think we're going to count Zimbabwe, Gambia, or the other one was against Mongolia, wasn't it? I don't think they count. So the first time it's happened, as far as I'm concerned, 300. Did you enjoy it? Did you enjoy the spectacle?
I think so. I think it was good that it happened. It happened to I don't want to put this, but how to put this delicately, happened to a real team.
No, that's fine. You can say that. You can say
yeah. You know what I mean? Like, I think England v South Africa, we can recognise that as a proper fixture. It didn't feature Oman or something like that. Like, the 2 sets of top level professional cricketers. Yeah, granted, there might have been a few people out in various bowling attacks, but that happens all the time in T20 cricket. It was good. The big debate that I saw was around Phil Salt afterwards. Like, is he, Ross, the greatest cricketer of all time now?
Well, he goes well on chips, and he's bloody good at cricket. So I think so. There is something just delicious about Salt, isn't there? Because he is a tasty proposition when it comes to opening the batting. And
a seasoned professional.
Yeah, he like the menu of shots that he's got available to him is absolutely staggering, and he really is some kind of, I'd say, a dishy cricketer. Max is how I would probably put it. Having somebody who can cause such a heart attack in the opposition, but due to a high sodium count, is pretty significant. no, but genuinely, I'm a big Phil Salt fan. I don't think he's an ODI player. I think he's an elite T20 opening batsman, and we've seen him perform in franchise leagues around the world. Right, he's been good in the IPL, and he's been excellent for England. And just the fact that he's got 4 international centuries in T20 cricket
up list. Yeah,
Yep.
like it's pretty spectacular. And he was glittering, wasn't he, in this series in general against South Africa, and then obviously translates that into versus Ireland as well. So England are lucky to have him. And if someone said, I'd really like Ben Duckett, but Phil Salt is a little bit more aggressive and a great player for England to have at the top of the order.
Slightly better stats at this point in his career than even Surya Kumar Yadav, Max.
Well,
based on a sort of average strike rate comparison. And
Would
number of hundreds.
Yadav shake Salt's hand? Would he do that?
Good question. I don't know.
I thought you were going
Maybe.
down the. I thought you were going down like a salt shaker route.
Yeah, it threw me a little bit.
Remember those bags of crisps you got?
Yeah.
Salt. Yeah, I do. In 40 fewer T20.
Who came up with that? I know, wait, we can't go past that. Who came up with putting the salt in the? That is an insane thing. Imagine that product meeting. Who decided to put a sachet of salt in a bag of crisps? That is.
I don't know. We'll probably find out. I'll ask Google AI in a minute. Fuck off, Max. Yeah. Right, look, the wheels have come off here.
Sorry. No, there is one thing I want
to say. Phil Salt is the greatest.
Yeah.
Go on.
Yes, and I can come back to that. There is something I want to say on the Phil Salt thing because, you brought up afterwards like, is he the greatest ever? Whatever, and a little bit tongue in cheek. But there's a couple of things I've seen on the back of Phil Salt being. Well, I mean, he was really good in that series against South Africa in general. Seeing people say things like, that's why Phil Salt's so frustrating. He's so talented. He's so many times in the 100 where he scored, a good 40 off 20, but he hasn't kicked on. And, imagine what he can do when he kicks on. And you're just like, what are you talking about? Like, his literal job is to play cricket like that. And if he gets 40 off 20 quite a lot, that's quite good. And I don't think you can say that Phil Salt really needs to knuckle down and make the most of those starts to get to, the regular 140 or 60 balls or whatever it is that he should be getting week in, week out. It's an absolutely ridiculous thing that people have been saying, and they need to go and give their heads a wobble. Because when you talked about Surya Kumar Yadav, if he scores 40 off 20 every week, everyone's like, he's such a consistent player. It's amazing what he, week in, week out, he performs for your team. You can always rely on him. And then, Phil Salt goes and does something absolutely unbelievable in England, scoring a record number of runs against, and then you're like, God, why doesn't Phil Salt do that more, man? Like, it's not enough, is it? Like, what is wrong with English people?
It's a good question. I ask myself regularly. I will go back to the cricket in a moment, but important news here. Salt and shake crisps were invented by Frank Smith in the 1920s in Cricklewood, London, to solve the problem of customers stealing salt shakers from pubs. There you go. There's look.
But then they solved it, right? Then they could season the potato chips in the factory. Why did they then bring that back? There was no need to bring that back in the early 2000s.
People. We live in England, and people in England are fascinated by the past of England. It's top 3 things that English people like: football, World War II, things that happened in England in the past. Like, it could be in any order.
And there's quite a lot of crossover between points 2 and 3.
Yeah, there's a lot. There's a lot. In fact, all of them. Sometimes you never really know where you stand. 10 German bombers and all that. Like, that's football and World War II and kind of English history, all combined into one very tasteful chart.
It's a very pithy summary of English history and views.
So I think that's why, Ross. In much the same way as English people are always
So they must love Salt as well, right? Because he literally did put 10 bombs in the air, smashed loads of sixes, and it was a blitz, wasn't it? Really? So fair play to him.
Only 8 sixes. Disappointing there, Matt. He could have knuckled down, and if he'd hit, if he
Just a
turned,
different part of the song, apparently. That's just a different part.
if he turned,
He came in 2 lines early. Late, brother.
if he's 5 of those 4s into 6s, then he'd have 150, and I think we could all agree he'd have knuckled down properly.
Yeah.
But
Just didn't kick on.
Actually, I said at the beginning it wasn't like a proper South African bowling line. I think like Rabada and Marco Jansen were involved. Yeah, it was proper.
Rabada was back from injury
was
and bowled about
stand.
15 no balls, but he was there.
He did bowl, 4 no balls. I think Rabada saw that 300 was on the cards in his last over, and that England were running out of juice a little bit, and was like, "Fuck it, why not?" Like,
the reverse Vian Mulder. He was so annoyed at Vian Mulder declaring. He was like, "No, we've got to give him something."
Exactly. Look, it was good. Obviously, everyone enjoys 300. Max, you said it. I don't know, about 18 months ago, you thought that someone was going to get 300 pretty soon in big boy T20 cricket. And me and Dan Weston, and I don't know if Ross, you were on the pod, we were like, no chance. You're off your rocker. At that point, the top score was 270 or something like that, and that happened once. And since then, a few teams should have done it. And now England, because they're the greatest, have.
Well, it feels like to me, Jack, you owe Max an apology.
Look, on the one hand,
retire on it. It's the best thing I've ever suggested.
On the one hand, he's predicted 300. On the other hand, Travis Head, forgettable cricketer. So, if anything, it just makes up for that clanger, I'd say.
Good.
He's back. He's net
zero. And that we all aspire towards net zero, don't we? So
that's true.
As far as I remember, you've never won one of our prediction games. So,
oh no,
you've got that.
That's why I started giving silly predictions, and that didn't work either.
Yeah.
So never mind.
Just made you look
but we also have to say that South Africa batted pretty well as well. To be fair, like there was a bit where they were.
I don't even remember this bit. Like what happened?
I think they got 250 or something like that. It wasn't. It was
158.
It was good going. Yeah, Jonathan Ferreira was bombing some. Like it was great to watch.
The first 3.5 overs, I think it was just in the first 3.5 overs, they were looking pretty hot. And I wouldn't say they were threatening it, but they were there or thereabouts. And then they lost a couple of wickets and it sort of all fell in a heap. But Donovan Ferreira is an exceptionally exciting cricketer in terms of hitting sixes. It's great to watch. So I'm a big fan of Donovan.
Yeah. Kind of interesting from it's good to see these two teams. I'm glad that England are kind of coming out of the bad era of white ball cricket, or the next bad era. It seems like
it was quite a cliff edge as well, wasn't it? Champions off a cliff, and now losing the semi-finals in India.
Yeah, I mean, like that. I think that would be fine. And it looks like South Africa will be fairly handy come the T20 World Cup as well. Quinton de Kock just out of retirement.
He's seen things trending in the right direction and thought,
yes.
Hello. I'm back.
Maybe. So that could be it could be fun. Could be fun. England v Ireland. So anyone want to talk about that pretty quickly? Ireland put up a little bit of a fight, didn't they? And what I'd say on this, like, I know it's nice England going over there and playing. It was very much shoehorned into the end of the summer. And Max, as you said, like playing cricket in Ireland in September, it's amazing that 2 out of 3 matches took place. Like that's it must be the greatest September of weather in the history of Ireland. For that,
12
that to have happened. It did make me sort of think, like, again, why does cricket exist in this sort of like world of favours? Like, presumably this series has mainly been penciled in so that Ireland can make a little bit of bunts on some TV rights on TNT Sport sold to the English market. They didn't really play any cricket through the whole of the actual summer in Ireland.
They said they couldn't afford it, didn't they?
Well, that's what I mean. Like, this is what I'm getting at. Like, wouldn't it have been better for everyone if it's not necessarily England going to play there, but it's somebody in the actual bit of the summer where
India were there, weren't they?
cricket
India
could be
went there
played.
for a game or two.
Yeah, I think between them and the end of the summer though,
Mm.
they played literally no international cricket. Like surely Holland, Scotland, fucking West Indies or something. I think West Indies actually had a test series, didn't they? There must be somebody that fancies a 3 or 4 match series against Ireland that global cricket could send over there to, grow the game, create a
They
functioning
just need
international
to
sports
need
scene.
to say,
Like,
send a
no?
taster pack of Beamish around, and that'll get them in.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
we should,
go
we,
down
there
and
should
win a
be a
pack of Starting Bangladesh,
quadrilateral
wouldn't it?
series, shouldn't there? That's what they should be. You should get England's B team or C team, get Scotland,
Let's
Ireland, and
not-
Netherlands. That'd be good.
Well, home nations, yeah, maybe.
Yeah,
I did think, like, look, it's the cricket is cricket. It was fun to see some new faces. Jacob Bethel didn't do anything.
Whoa,
Really
didn't do anything. He was
worth the
captain who won the series, mate. Come on, give the
Well,
boys respect.
yeah, no. What I mean is that, like, for there to have been a story out of this series, Jacob Bethel needed to lose, and
yeah.
he didn't.
He went.
I mean, at the
around,
end
he
of the
won.
series-
He shook hands with people. Very
Mm.
boring.
Yes,
Statesman-like,
Yeah.
some would say.
yeah. At the end of the series, Paul Sterling, the people he complimented, none of the Irish players. He said the groundsman had done a top job, so that that's how it went down on the island front. And like I say, it's kind of nice to see Jamie Overton do some stuff and some of the other England players.
I think.
Right. I mean, like, England didn't
perfect-
send like a ridiculous team. It was a fine team that they sent.
It's decent.
but,
I think this series is a perfect example of where Jamie Overton sits in cricket. He's probably a little bit better than county cricket. Not good enough for elite international cricket. Will batter Ireland. That's Jamie Overton in a nutshell for me. Like, he's really good, but he's just not quite good enough for elite level international cricket. That
Which
is
is,
my
to be fair, in the grand schemes of the population of the world,
That
pretty
is
good
not
going.
bad at cricket.
Yeah,
No,
pretty good going.
that's yeah. It's not to denigrate him too much.
Max,
But I
here's
mean, there are a
question for
lot
you.
of people like that, aren't there, that fit in that little oeuvre? Yes, Jack.
Here's a question for you. You v Jamie Overton. Here's the stakes. You get £1 million for free. Actually, let's knock that down a little bit. 20 grand for free.
Calm down.
That's a little bit.
If you, listen though, listen to the stakes. If you decline the challenge, you get 20 grand, you walk away and buy a new car, get a new conservatory. I know you like your conservatory. Or you have 100 balls to hit a 6 of Jamie Overton, and if you hit a 6 of Jamie Overton, you get £5 million.
Oh,
Which one you
you've
take?
got to take. Max, you're definitely hitting a six off of Jamie Overton. Definitely.
I reckon there's a
1
chance,
6.
isn't there, of a top edge?
In 100 balls.
Yeah.
100 balls to hit a 6.
I'd
One
it'd be fun,
solitary
wouldn't it?
stick.
Like,
He can't
I'd-
go more than
20
three
grand
overs
a
in a
year.
row. He's then flagging,
At
isn't he?
the
If he has to
Oval.
go- You've got to go for
the Oval.
Do I get to choose the track of the main square? Can I? Because they do go
Jamie
quite
Overton
far
going
over to
full
one
pace.
side.
Max getting out of the way, off the thing, 6 run. I'm backing you, Max, big time.
Yeah, Ross has talked me into taking it. I'll take the risk.
Yeah,
We'll raise the stakes further. We'll raise the stakes further because
I would
I
buy
feel
in,
like
Max.
20 grand. Listen, I feel like 20 grand wasn't enough, so I'm going to change the stakes slightly. If you fail to hit a 6, you've got to do 6 months in Brixton prison.
I'll take 20 grand.
20 grand. You're not that confident.
No,
You're not that confident, are
6
you?
months is a
Well,
long time,
same.
Jack.
That
Same
was a
approach
real
to you.
good carrot and stick kind of offer there from Jack. Jack's on the money, really, there, really.
20 grand.
Just to clarify, any prison, I would have gone for not the prison.
Oh, all right, I'll give you category C open prison. Category C open prison.
No.
Weekend release. You can still play your football with a tag. But you can still
But
play.
Max couldn't go to prison. That would be so unfair. They'd make him sing Ed Sheeran every night. Again, in the daytime, he'd be pretending to be Martin Freeman in an array of shows and films. Like he'd be paraded around. Like you'd be a very popular choice in prison, I think, Max.
Thank you, Ross.
A true
Thank you.
entertainer for the other.
Shall we move on?
Same. I want to hear Roth's answer.
Oh mate, I'm definitely taking it on. I'm hitting the 6 of JB Overton, definitely.
you're willing to risk prison.
I'm willing to. Yeah, but £5 million or 6 months in a Category C prison to hit a 6 off of Jamie Overton in 100 balls. I'm definitely hitting a 6.
Okay, there we go. Like listeners, let us know in the comments. Send us a message on the cricketpod@gmail.com or Twitter. So we occasionally still use that. And the thing with Twitter, if you go on it, you just get assaulted with like stuff that I don't care about. Like it used to be. I think we've talked about this before. It used to be just like stuff that happened in cricket. You could log in.
Yeah, who you follow. Something. This is what I see.
Yeah. Yeah.
Now it's just like, have you thought of what you'd call Tommy Robinson's cat? No, I haven't. No. Why am I seeing this?
It makes it very unusable. I don't know who's reading our tweets when we put them out there. Yeah, look, I go on it now. Someone's Shadow of Ezra. Don't know who this is. Probably it's either it's some kind of nutcase, though, isn't it? No one calls themselves Shadow of Ezra if they're a normal person. Who has put up their lip reading take of an exchange between Donald Trump and Elon Musk. Like, do I want to know about that? Then a Ladbrokes advert, and then the
algorithms worked on you, Jack.
And then a load of people, I'm not fucking tracers, on our Twitter, the Cricket Podcast Twitter, then a load of people doing a Nazi salute at an American football match. A crowd full of people. Yeah. So this is why we don't use Twitter that much anymore. But if you want to let us know about the conversation we just had, featuring Jamie Overton, the 6, 100 balls, or if you know Jamie Overton and or agent, and we want to set this up, and maybe the warden of a Category C prison, then get in touch, because I think that would be quite interesting. I for the record, I'm taking the 20 grand, and
you're grateful for it.
Because you're a coward. That's just, you're a coward.
I know my limitations is what it is.
You're a coward.
There's absolutely. I don't think you're even going to hit the ball for maybe 70 of the 100 balls.
Absolutely fine. I've still got 30% of balls to face. And a tired Jamie Overton. I've seen him bowl at the death. He can't do it. He can't bowl 4 overs in a row, let alone bowling 100 balls. Not a chance.
It's a long spell. It's a long spell.
It's a very long spell.
Ross's plan is to wear Jamie Overton down. Oh, that's an angle.
Yeah. I'm gonna get right in his face at the start as well. Be like, you're not as good as your brother. I'm going everything. Every single seat is gonna be pictures of his brother saying he's better than you. So it's gonna be interesting.
Okay,
bring it on, Jamie.
Max, for the purposes of YouTube, 23 minutes is when you need to put the divider in. For when we move on to talking about India, because that's what everyone will be asking us.
That's a very useful information to have.
What a lovely segue.
The Asia Cup. We didn't really finish on Ireland for England, did we? But
I wouldn't worry about it.
Cox got some runs. That was good. He finally got some runs. Deserved it. That was the other story, really. Asia Cup action. We are through the first of the group stages.
What good competition doesn't have multiple group stages, eh?
What format are they playing this year? It just changes.
2 fours into 4.
T20.
They're playing the normal competition. We've lost some prestigious teams. Hong Kong went home without a victory. Oman went home without a victory. UAE beat Oman, so good for them. And Afghanistan, really, I would say, and I think I'm probably right on this, the only game that was definitely worth tuning in for in the first round of the group stages was Afghanistan v Sri Lanka. The Sri Lankans, they looked like they were dead and buried at one point, and then Afghanistan, I don't know, did they bottle it? Maybe they bottled it. Rashid Khan was shouting at the umpire at the end. I think they were a little bit frustrated. Maybe the Sri Lankans were quite good. It was a good game. That's the summary of the first round of group games. There was an India v Pakistan game in there as well, and we'll get to the drama around that. And now we're into the next round of group matches, featuring India, Pakistan, Sri Lanka, and Bangladesh
in both groups at the same time.
Yeah, how does that work? Yeah, it's absolutely crazy. And Ross, can you believe it? They might even play each other in the final. Like, what a completely unforeseen chain of events that would be. It's actually quite interesting now, though. It is quite interesting now, though. Sri Lanka, Bangladesh, India, and Pakistan. In the games that have taken place so far, India have beaten Pakistan, which is basically a formality in cricket at this point. And Bangladesh won a thriller over Sri Lanka with a couple of balls to go. So things are kind of wide open. A couple of wins for Pakistan sets up that India v Pakistan final. India are probably through, and Bangladesh have got a chance against Pakistan. Sri Lanka probably out, if we're being honest. But good stuff so far. Should we just do the handshake though? Because that's really, I think, what people will be wanting to hear about here. Ross, I know you have been beavering away using your journalistic mind to get to the bottom of this chain of events. So I'm going to throw it over to you. And if you make any mistakes, I'll try and correct you.
Fantastic.
It's quite high stakes, this, by the way. Like this is the sort of thing where you might get abused. So do
I'm going to open with this gambit. Cricket is full of some sad little men. That's what I'm going to open it with.
Strong start.
Strong start.
Yeah.
India refused to shake Pakistan's hands. And look, we know there's geopolitical tensions. We know we've got nothing to do with it as Brits abroad or Brits at home. And it's one of those people that, Surya Kumar Yadav has refused to shake, what's his name? Salman Ali Agar, shake his hand. And it's they've got nothing to do with what's happening over there, the cricketers. I struggle on this topic quite a lot because it is obviously very, very what's the word?
Evocative.
Triggering, yeah. But for this to take place, it doesn't really send the right. Like, what message does it actually send? And Pakistan, I think, are well within their right to turn around and be like, "Hang on a minute, we're coming to this tournament. They're never allowed to play where they play. It's always in India's favour on this stuff, and yeah, it's very, very tough, I suppose, to be a Pakistani cricketer. One, because they always lose, and two, because of being in this situation where they're kind of being blamed for stuff that is ultimately outside of their control. So, yeah, it's relatively disappointing, I think, and making a statement where I don't think one needs to be made. But, you know, I thought that political statements weren't allowed in ICC's guidelines, but, you know, here we are. Did I get anything wrong there?
I think you missed a bit about all the money.
Yes, is there a money-related part, is there?
No, I don't think that. Not like, I'm going to pay you some money not to shake his hand, but like,
I mean, Pakistan could well be involved in something like that. To be fair, based on previous.
Is there a betting market on whether there'll be a handshake in the final?
Absolutely.
Probably somewhere. It's got to be, isn't it?
Because if there is, let us know. We talked about avenues to contact us earlier. It ended up with Nazi salutes, so we're not going to go back to that. But you know, do listen, do listen, do get in touch. No, what I was going to say is, like, Matt, you were saying, like, what's the point they're trying to make? I don't know what the point they're trying to make is. Like, if there was some sort of wider point that you know, it seemed important to make, not playing seems like the solution there. Like, you can't. I like where I'm like, this is a load of bollocks. Basically, the handshake stuff is that if you're happy to take the Say It Tires money and the advert money and the broadcast rights money and rock up and play this match and you know, appease all those people, make a load of people a shit ton of cash while you're at it, then maybe just be honest and be like, it doesn't really matter. It's a game of cricket. We'll shake hands. Salman Ali Agha, as far as I know, not the foreign minister of Pakistan. I'd put in parentheses there. Yet, like,
wouldn't rule it out.
He probably just wants a game of cricket, and I kind of agree with you, Ross. Like, if I was Pakistan, my nose would be a little bit out of joint here. I don't know the match referee. Is it Andy Pycroft? Is that his name? Fuck that. Yeah. I'm not great on. No, is that actually right? Yeah. I don't know why Well, I do know why. We all fucking know why, don't we? I don't know why he's sticking his oar in. But I do think, like, if you're going to play the game, treat it like a game of sport and not a diplomatic meeting. Like,
I've got a more incendiary
fellow
comment to make.
professionals. Yeah, go on then.
I've got another one.
Dive in.
They were very happy, India, and we've got a broad base of India fans here, but they were very, very happy to shake the hand of Sandeep Lamachane, weren't they? So at the time,
yeah, okay. I thought you were going to do something about Ben Stokes here, but you've gone there. You made your bed. Finish the statement.
There's levels to this handshake game, and we're not privy to the rules of this handshake game. So it's just it's an interesting thing to bring attention to, I think.
Max,
disappointing from leaders of the free world. I
mean, I generally agree on the handshake thing. I mean, like the point, they're just there playing sport against each other, and like you said, not the foreign minister or whatever. Like just shake each other's hand.
And the whole thing is shit. The whole Pakistan is shit. Like it's the only thing that makes this game interesting. Like,
yeah, you don't have to like someone to shake their hand either. It's just part of sport, and like sport's done a lot for trying to bridge relations between people who don't like each other. There's a storied history in that kind of thing, and sport's power to overcome sort of political issues in the past, and it can be a force for good, and it should be a force for good, and it should not be a bunch of pathetic whining people not shaking each other's hands. The whole thing, yeah, the match referee thing as well. I don't know what's going on there. That was pretty mental. I'm sure there's more to it than we actually know.
For him. Like when Andy Pycroft was a little boy and he decided that he wanted to be a match referee,
an ICC match referee.
Yeah, I don't think he was ever expecting himself. I don't think he was ever expecting himself to be the Henry Kissinger figure between the India and Pakistan cricket teams.
The catalyst for Salman Aghar's presidential campaign.
Just stand on a platform of retribution against Andy Pycroft. Landslide majority.
That's not on the job description, is it? Like, what is the job description of a match referee? Like, decide whether
have a good
Marder gets fined. Yeah, for shouting in someone's face.
Say thank you to Jay Shah. Obviously, that's a good one.
Thank you to Jay Shah. That's about it. Fly around the world.
Geopolitical tensions between two warring nations. Yeah, all in there.
Make sure that I reckon he has to check in on the scorers. I reckon that's a good responsibility. Make sure they're okay.
It's basically that, isn't it? Make sure the umpires aren't taking any bribes.
He's got like a minder.
Speaking of,
your name gets dropped. In test matches, you're there so that your name can be dropped during a dull passage of play, probably on the first afternoon. There's a picture of Andy Pycroft's. There's Andy Pycroft, our match referee, in Michael Atherton's voice. You'll hear that, I'm sure, next English summer. It's not. It isn't. They're calling him Andy Pycroft. The Pycroft controversy it's on his Wikipedia.
They're not.
What? It's not there.
It's like pack speed.
I mean, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I know this is like, obviously for some people, this is it's going to be very inappropriate that we are finding this frankly so hilarious. But the Pycroft controversy,
they've turned into
not a good moniker.
Just continue the circus.
It's a level of pettiness that that honestly is not required in what is very clearly an extremely tense relationship between the two nations. Like it's not necessary. It's not necessary to turn this into a handshake war. Maybe, I don't know, maybe it's the sort of levity that we need. Maybe the people of India and Pakistan will recognise this as the ridiculous waste of time that it is.
Oh, I can guarantee that's exactly how a lot of people are going to see that in the YouTube comments. Yeah, there's really like bipartisanship. What bipartisanship? Who knows?
I don't know. I don't know.
We're going to be called the Cricket Packcast at this rate. We've got to be careful.
Packcast controversy.
No such thing as bad publicity. That's as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah, I don't know.
Anyway, cricket-wise,
yeah,
India
well,
showed pretty well.
Tell us.
Like
Yeah,
Pakistan
India did,
started batted all right in the power play. I think they were 97 off their 10, and then they decided not to play cricket anymore. And duly lost. Was it 38 runs they hit in between those overs? Pathetic, really.
Really poor.
And India have just got such an array of talent, and they've got so many people at the moment who are performing really well. Max, did you see Shivan Dubey coming to the fore though and turning the game back in India's favour, bowling his full quota of overs for what must be the first time in international cricket?
Well, I mean, he's. I think when you look at Shivan Dubey, you have to remember that he is mainly a bowler, isn't he? Just like Harshit Rana. So I wasn't at all surprised. But
the substitute.
Yeah, that was a lot. It's a long callback. It's going to sound really bitter. I was just joking. I did not see that coming. No, Shivan Dubey he bowled quite well in one of the games against Oman or UAE, wasn't it? UAE, I think, open up. Bowled well, took some wickets. That was the UAE, but yeah, he's being used more and more, isn't he? Maybe there's another side to. Well, we knew there was another side to his game, but maybe that other side to his game is he's working on it, becoming more of a useful all rounder for India. Who knows? But no, I did not see that coming based on my experiences of watching Shivan Dubey bowl for my beloved.
Mate, he's playing against Pakistan.
Who refused to score any runs?
It's a lads, it's Spurs moment, isn't it? Really?
Yeah, but I mean, at least they've got some actual cricketers, and they did actually make a bit of a fight of it. There was a big controversy in that game as well, wasn't there, with the Fakhar Zaman wicket?
Oh, I don't know. Was there? Tell me. I didn't.
Yeah, well, he was
sporadically. I didn't.
Yes,
Sunday afternoon.
he was given out caught behind off a Hardik Pandya slower ball, and they'd sent it upstairs for the review, and they looked at about 7 different angles for a very, very long time before eventually deciding that it had carried. But the I don't know, maybe it did. It wasn't very clear that it had carried, and there's a lot of displeasure amongst Pakistan cricket at that decision as well. So they're not very happy with their experiences against India in this tournament so far.
Why would they be? But if they win in the final,
imagine.
I mean, remember
there won't be any handshakes there. I can tell.
Remember Misbah's celebration against England when they were doing the push-ups thing. Like they are one for pageantry, the Pakistan team. So I'm for one, if they win it, very much looking forward to all of them lined up in a row and just doing an air handshake. That is what I'm really looking forward to.
We need that. We need that.
Yeah. I mean, that could be quite an unsafe thing to do. Let's see what happens. Yeah, that's the Asia Cup. I did at the beginning explain what was happening in it, and then we talked about handshakes quite a long time, and then Max mentioned some controversy. So I think that probably ties the show up. To be honest, boys, is there anything else? Oh, County Championship, Max. Yeah, we haven't actually talked about any cricket today. We've talked about.
I reckon this was one of our funniest shows, though. So well done, us. Handshakes all round. Well done.
Handshakes all round. Max, come on, do the County Championship update.
Can you do it without crying? Is that okay?
Only one thing to say, isn't there? And that is Leicestershire have been promoted back to Division 1, and they're
Anglo Morgan. Come on.
Anglo Morgan, yeah. No, the big news was obviously there was a top of the table clash in the week between 3 times champions Surrey and their closest chasers, Notts.
Whoa!
And,
That's not the right way to put it. Is it? It's 3 in a row, right?
yes.
Not
3
times,
in a row,
Jamie.
three
That-
times.
mean,
Three
sorry,
times in the last
that's
3 years.
really one
Yeah,
that counts
I'm
as
doing them a
3
disservice,
times.
aren't I? I'm doing them a
Come on.
disservice. Yes, it was Surrey up against Notts for basically a title decider. There is one game to go, but it was, this is a game that had gone a long way to deciding things, and it was a great game of cricket, and really good for the county championship to have something like that. I think, given the fact that some of the teams are playing like 7 draws a season, and it's getting to the depths of the middle of September, and there's rain about, and it's a bit of a silly time to be playing cricket. But we got a really, really good game of cricket between Notts and Surrey. Notts ended up just about squeaking past by 20 runs in the end. Surrey looking for a record chase of 314 to win it, and they looked well set as well in that 4th innings for a good long time before Notts managed to come roaring back, and it was Josh Tongue who did the damage in the end as well, rounding off the innings, taking 5 for 100. So maybe some good signs for England that he's hitting a bit of form. But yeah, fair play to Notts. They were good. It was a good game of cricket, good value, and yeah, going into the last game, they were docked 1 point for slow over rates, which gives Surrey just a little bit more of a sniff should Notts fail to win on the last game of the season. And they do have a slightly tricky assignment against 3rd place Somerset, but they've got a good cushion, and they'll be favourites to win it. And
I've just done weather watch. The weather is fine, so as long as the game doesn't go to Saturday, both games look like Wednesday, Thursday, Friday will be good enough sunshine with a bit of cloud cover, but Saturday is expected to rain. So,
okay, well, fingers crossed we get some cricket to finish it off. But yeah,
105.
Good game.
If someone said to me a bowler has taken 100 for 5 off 21 overs, Josh Tongue would probably be the first person. I thought.
Or Shad Bashir.
Yeah, or Siraj, maybe. 95 for none, and then finish with 100 for 5. That kind of bowler is Josh Tongue. Yeah, it's quite good. And at the bottom of the table is there's some drama as well, Max. Any one of Durham, Hampshire, Yorkshire, Essex, or Sussex could end up going down. But I think a few of the teams are playing each other. Hampshire are playing Surrey. That's tough for them. Durham are playing Yorkshire. Sussex have got bottom placed Worcestershire, and Essex, I presume, are playing Warwickshire because we haven't talked. No, they must be playing someone else. They're playing someone. Essex do have a game this weekend. Yeah, it must be Warwickshire because they're the only team we haven't said. I don't know why I didn't look this up. I've got the list in front of me. Somerset, they're playing Somerset. Fucking hell. Well, wait.
I'm going to rock.
There's drama. There's an argument, isn't there?
Warwickshire, Essex, Somerset.
Yeah. There's an argument going on at the moment about how many county championship games they should play. Probably a counter argument happening on the field against making any changes because there's a fair amount of drama in that top division going into the final day.
Yeah, I think for me it's more about when rather than how many, isn't it?
I think honestly, I reckon just keep plugging away with the schedule for another 5 years and it'll be hot enough in September to play cricket. That's the way we're going, isn't it? Fuck it, extend it to October.
Well, it'll either be hot enough or it'll be floods. Yeah.
Too hot to play in August. I have to move the 100.
Let's not get down into the weather. We've talked about salt for a while. Yeah. Crisps. There is more cricket happening on the other side of the globe, gents.
Right, we'll finish it off then, Ross. Yeah.
It's the Republic Bank Caribbean Premier League final. And Alex Hales has won another trophy, gentlemen. Trinbago Knight Riders have won. And it's more cricket the merrier. So again, Imran Tahir has picked up 3 wickets in that final. So, on the losing side, but at a ripe old age of 55, he is doing very well for them. So nice to see. Anyway, Pleasure, gentlemen. I think we've covered a lot of cricket and a lot of ground in 45 minutes. What a good value podcast.
Yeah. Great. Tell all your friends. Like and subscribe to the Cricket Pod. Follow us on like loads of platforms. But artificially inflate our numbers. Like we can be
got two questions though.
Or organically inflated.
Yeah.
Two
what
questions.
are the two questions? Can remind them
in the chat. Who is Ross going to prison, or is he hitting a six off of Jamie Overton? Good question.
Yeah.
Max and the other one as well. Is Max going to earn £5 million or go to prison? I think they're good questions. I think Max, people probably back you. I think in the battle.
You reckon?
Max bottled out. Max did a me. He's taken 20 grand.
Oh, he's part of it. He doesn't realise he doesn't have a choice in this. Everything for content.
I'm going to take the 20 grand.
The other point,
compound interest, mate. That'll be worth.
Will there be a handshake between Pakistan and India in the next game they play against?
Yeah, I'm going to say 5-1 is what I'd price that at. All right, goodbye, everyone.